I hope this session turns out to be beneficial as we sit here today to discuss on matters concerning the good of nation. I expect you all to sincerely maintain the decorum of the House and any unparliamentary activity or violation of norms will not be tolerated. Now, let's move forward to today's question hour. Question 101, Mr. Surya Priya.
Honorable Minister, while the government has been emphasizing the importance of recruiting quality teachers in government schools, can you provide concrete examples of how your policies have led to increase in the recruitment of highly qualified teachers? For instance, can you share data on the number of teachers with advanced degrees who have been hired in remote rural areas where education infrastructure is often lacking? We need assurance that these efforts are effectively addressing the educated needs of the most marginal students in our country.
Significant strides in recruiting quality teachers for government schools, including rural remote areas. Right to Education Act not only mandates free and compulsory education for children aged 6 to 14 years, but includes provisions for teacher qualification by National Council for Teacher Education (NCTE). Also, TED financial incentives encourage teachers to work in rural remote areas. Now, if we take a look at the example of Malappuram district in Kerala, a remote tribal dominated area facing unique educational challenge. In the same time frame, we have increased teacher recruitment by 30% and 40% of the fully recruited teachers hold postgraduate degrees while 60% of them have completed specialized training program. Thank you for your question. It helps us to reaffirm our dedication to this vital cause.
Question 102, Ms. Amini Puri.
Thank you for your permission, Madam. Honorable Minister, we observe that national highways in our country are still lack of essential traffic signals, leading to a chaotic and unsafe road condition. Can you please explain why the government has not prioritized the installation of traffic signals in these areas, especially given an alarming rise in the road traffic accidents? Furthermore, could you please provide a timeline or a specific plan for addressing the critical issues to ensure the safety of our citizens in the country?
I will. Mr. Arjun.
Honorable members of Parliament, the lack of essential traffic signals in many national highways of India is indeed a concerning issue that contributes to chaotic and unsafe road conditions. Several factors may explain why the government has faced many challenges in prioritizing the installation of traffic signals in these areas, including resource allocation, infrastructure development, bureaucratic processes, safety awareness, and so on. But we have initiated a plan to assess areas in need of traffic signals, focusing on accident-prone locations and high traffic density areas. Over the next 2 years, we aim to install traffic signals at more than 2,000 high-priority intersections, with all the partnerships to expedite installation and improve maintenance. We got the right of our citizens. Thank you.
Okay, we have the supplements. Mr. Ayush,
Thank you. Honorable Minister, while the appreciated effort to ensure traffic government plans to address the discriminating problem, and do you have any specific data strategy to limit the growing issue of traffic congestion in our major cities?
Respected Deputy Minister of Road Transport and Highways.
Honorable member of the opposition, I appreciate your concerns about the traffic congestion in cities like Bangalore. Indeed, it is a pressing issue. In the last 5 years, the traffic congestion, the speed of vehicles has decreased from 50 kilometers per hour to 7 kilometers per hour in the last 5 years, and indeed coming from 15 kilometers per hour to 7 kilometers per hour. To address this, we are working with the local authorities to improve the road safety and congestion. Thank you for the emphasis.
Thank you for information, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, we cannot ignore the alarming accidents, including the recent Coromandel Express incident. Can you shed light on the government's comprehensive safety measures for our railways, especially what actions have been taken to prevent collision? to prevent collisions and derailments? And how are we ensuring the safety of passengers and the integrity of our railway after unfortunate incident?
I appreciate your concern about rail safety, particularly in the incident of Coromandel Express in 2023. The safety of our passengers is our topmost priority. The response to such incidents, technological upgradation has been prioritized, which includes introducing modified center buffer couplers, bogie-mounted airbag system, improved suspension design, and provision of automatic fire and smoke detection system in coaches, including Kavach, combined with regular maintenance and track upgrades, has shown promising results in preventing accidents, along with LHP designed coaches, ultrasonic flow detection, mechanization of track maintenance, etc. Further, there are many more initiatives to enhance safety, like training employees to minimize human errors, adopting advanced technologies like anti-collision devices, train collision avoidance system, and automatic train controller. We are committed to providing rail safety. Thank you.
Okay, question hour is now concluded. Now, the House will take up the consideration of the bill, One Nation, One Vote for 2023. Honorable Home Minister, Mr. Dav, will please initiate the introduction of the bill.
Respected parliamentarians, today I stand before you to shed light on a pivotal aspect of One Nation, One Vote Bill 2023, the enhancement of political stability in our great nation. Political stability doesn't just mean a smoother transition of power, it means a better governance, efficient allocation of resources, and a more conducive environment for investment and growth. Let us not underestimate the significance of the fundamental change. It's about creating an atmosphere where our leaders can devote their energy and resources to what truly matters, the welfare of our citizens and the progress of our country.
Adaraniya Sabhasad. Today I stand before you to vehemently oppose the One Nation, One Vote Bill 2023. While the idea of synchronized elections may seem appealing on the surface, it poses significant, and I repeat, significant challenges to our democratic principles and the very essence of federalism. Forcing simultaneous elections at all levels of governance can lead to a dangerous concentration of power. We risk the dominance of national issues over regional concerns and thereby neglecting grassroots problems that deserve crucial attention. Decentralization and the ability to hold elections independently are crucial in maintaining balance of power in our democracy. The nightmare of implementing such a system cannot be ignored either. The cost and complexity of organizing elections for all the country at once will strain our resources. And I repeat, will strain our resources in this highly. It is a crucial issue and created environment for right, fraud and mismanagement. It's imperative that we prioritize integrity in our electoral process. And finally, who says that this is a new initiative? In the 1951 elections, the same method had been applied. And what is this new? We are just adopting it politically and we know the consequences. In conclusion, the One Nation, One Vote Bill threatens principles of federalism, protects the balance at the foundation of our democracy. While the idea may sound appealing, the practical implications and potential risks are too far. We must safeguard our democratic values and reject this bill in the current form.
Yes, it's true. Implementation of such a bill could result in logistical nightmares. India's sheer size and population makes organizing uniform election a monumental task. It risks overwhelming our electoral machinery, potentially leading to administrative chaos and errors that undermine the integrity of the electoral process. Additionally, the bill might dilute the significance of regional and local elections. By focusing solely on national election, we divert our focus from local issues and candidates who are well equipped to address them. Our democracy thrives citizens when they get opportunity to voice their preferences in front of various levels of government. Thank you.
So there are solutions to address disadvantages they might face, particularly in terms of democracy and federalism. First is the enhanced representation, that is to ensure opposition parties are not marginalized. The government would adopt PR system where seats are allocated based on the percentage of voters received. Second is the stronger checks and balances, that is to strengthen the role of the government in India's federal system. This would address federalism concerns by allowing states to make decisions that align with their unique needs and preferences. Also, there can be electoral reforms such as campaign finance regulations and strict anti-defection laws to level the playing field for opposition parties and reduce the influence of money in politics. Lastly, there must be transparent election commission to ensure free and fair election. Also, to promote civic education and engagement to empower citizens to make informed choices. Implementing these solutions would require a concerted effort from both government and civil society to maintain a healthy democratic and a federal system in India while transitioning into a much better. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you on the behalf of the opposition to voice our concern about One Nation, One Election 2023 bill, specifically in regard to its cost efficiency. While the idea of synchronizing our election has its merits, we must not ignore the significant financial implication it carries. The proposed bill suggested conducting multiple elections simultaneously to save resources, but let us not forget that rushing into the endeavor may compromise the very essential of democracy. Elections are the bedrock of our nation, democratic, and at any cost-saving measure should not be undermine the integrity and fairness of our electoral system. Thank you.
Mr. Saira Chatterjee from the same side.
Yes, we urge the government to consider a thorough cost-benefit analysis and explore alternative means of streamlining the election without compromising the elections. Let us now prioritize democracy over expediency and ensure that the One Nation, One Election bill of 2023 does not thus our nation was built upon. Thank you.
Honorable members of Parliament, simultaneous Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha election in India can be logistically complex and costly. However, there are potential ways to save money and streamline the process, such as common polling days, which can reduce the cost associated with different election machineries. We can optimize the use of election infrastructure, such as polling booths and EVMs, and also we can develop a unified voter base that covers both elections. Furthermore, exploring the possibility of introducing secure online voting system to reduce the cost of physical polling stations, digital and joint campaigning can streamline the process to reduce waste and efficiency can also be done. It is also important to note that a decision to hold simultaneous election involves complex political and logistical considerations, and any changes should be made in consultation with all relevant stakeholders. Additionally, while cost saving and time saving are a factor, preserving the integrity and fairness of the electoral process should always be the top priority. Thank you.
Respected Defense Minister, Mr. Shantanu.
Dear parliamentarians, one of the compelling reasons to support the One Nation, One Election initiative is the substantial reduction in security concerns it offers. Our current system of frequent elections, whether at state, national or local levels, places a significant strain on security resources and infrastructure. Simultaneous elections can streamline security operations, ensuring better coordination and efficient utilization of
Always exceeds.
Opposition, please don't get excited. You will have
This not only saves taxpayers' money, but also enhances our ability to respond to security threats. Reducing the frequency of elections minimizes the disruption caused to daily life, preventing potential security risks associated with extended election periods. It allows us to concentrate our efforts on ensuring the safety and security of citizens throughout the nation. In conclusion, the One Nation One Election proposal offers a pragmatic solution to mitigate the security concerns, making our electoral process more efficient and secure for all. Let us consider the benefits it can bring to our nation as we deliberate on this important matter. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to express the opposition's deep concerns regarding the One Nation, One Election 2023 bill. While the idea of synchronizing election may seem appealing on the surface, we believe it threatens the very essence of our democracy. Decentralization is a cornerstone of our democratic system, allowing the local government to address unique issues that affect their communities. Centralizing elections could lead to the neglect of regional concerns and dilute the voice of our diverse nation. Furthermore, the rush towards a single election cycle risks undermining the quality of policy making. Complex issues require a thoughtful deliberation and a focus on policies that truly serve the people. Pushing for hasty decisions may compromise the welfare of our citizens. In conclusion, we urge you to consider the importance of decentralization and the need for careful policy focus. Let us preserve the essence of our democracy, which thrives on local representation and deliberation. Thank you.
Minister of External Affairs.
Honorable members of Parliament, I rise in the support of One Nation, One Election initiative, emphasizing two critical points: greater policy focus and decentralization. Firstly, synchronizing all elections at all levels of government allows for a more extended period of policy implementation. Leaders can focus on governance instead of constant election campaigning, ensuring the efficient execution of programs for the betterment of the nation. Secondly, this initiative promotes decentralization by streamlining election cycles. It reduces the burden on resources, improves coordination between central and state governments, and maintains the essence of federalism. Let us embrace the change for a more efficient and cohesive democratic system. Thank you.
I do firmly oppose the One Nation One Vote bill, and I want to share a critical piece of data that highlights its potential consequences. Data from Election Commission of India shows that voter turnout in local and state elections is considerably higher than in national elections. For the Lok Sabha elections, the national voter turnout was approximately 67%, whereas the voter turnout in concurrent state elections was significantly higher, averaging at 52%. The data underscores the fundamental point: local and state elections often garner more active participation from citizens. The One Nation One Vote bill risks diminishing this enthusiastic engagement in our democratic process by subsuming local voices into national ones. Let's preserve the vitality of our local and state. Thank you. One Nation One Vote aims to reduce the fatigue by streamlining the electoral process, making it more convenient for the voters who don't have to go to the polls as frequently. It could potentially increase voter turnout and reduce voter apathy and help in maintaining voter interest as well as participation. One Nation One Vote could offer voter convenience and potential impact on voter turnout positivity. It's a complex reform that requires careful consideration and widespread agreement among the stakeholders to ensure its successful implementation and its alignment with India's democratic principles and federal structure as mentioned earlier. Thank you.
Now, respected Parliament, please.
Today I stand before you to voice my strong opposition to the One Nation One Vote bill. While the concept of uniformity in voting procedures may seem appealing, this bill raises critical concerns that threaten the very core of our democratic principles. First and foremost, voting is a fundamental right of every citizen, and it is essential that we respect the autonomy of states and regions to determine their electoral processes. The One Nation One Vote bill could potentially infringe upon the rights of states to govern their elections in a manner that suits their unique circumstances and needs. Moreover, uniform voting procedures may not account for the diverse challenges and traditions across our country. India is a land of immense cultural, linguistic, and geographical traditions and diversity. What works in our region may not work in another. One size fits all voting procedures failed to acknowledge and address these differences adequately. In conclusion, while the One Nation, One Vote bill may have good intentions, it carries the risk of undermining our federal structure. Neglecting regional diversity and complicating the logistics of our electoral system, we must prioritize the preservation of state autonomy and the ability of regions to tailor their voting procedure to their unique context.
The solution is already given.
Let us protect the essence of our democracy by rejecting this bill. Thank you.
Now, you want to speak anything? Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Ashwin, please give your views on the bill.
माननीय वक्ता और सम्मानित संसदगण, I respect all these views and opinions, but today I stand before you in this mock parliament to discuss why we should adopt one nation, one vote in our country. It is not a matter of debate only, but this is the need for our country. It is a formula to save the time and money of the country. A single voters list should be prepared for the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha elections. As separate lists are a waste of resources. Why we are wasting these resources and money and time on these lists? It also has works. And all you know, and all of you know about it. One nation, one vote is not a new concept in India. Previously it was there, and no one except you all have got the benefit, and you all are arguing having no logic in it. Now, like how the voters will take the decision. Many parts of Odisha is rural. It is a developing state. There the voters vote differently for the Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha elections. They are intelligent enough to make informed choices. In fact, BJP won in both the elections. We have that majority, they have that majority. We can't disrespect this. Now, some people will say that the kind of misconception has been spread that if elections will be held together, then regional parties will be abolished. Please open the history and take a look that in the times when the Lok Sabha and the Vidhan Sabha elections have been held simultaneously, regional parties have won.
If you talk about history in Harappa, there were no elections, but there was a problem political way.
In Andhra, the regional parties won. In Odisha, the regional parties won. Please don't doubt in that. If it doesn't happen after discussion, it won't be. But we can consider it as a no already. Before adopting this effort made, it should be welcome, and after it if it is a no, then it is a no. One nation, one vote. One nation, one vote reduce the influence of money and muscle power in politics. If you say that money and muscle power always it is one, I completely disagree. The influence of money and muscle power in politics will be reduced. With fewer elections to contest, political parties and candidates would have been less inclined to engage in corrupt practices to fund their campaign. This would break up and ensure that our politicians spend more time governing and less time campaigning. We want a governance mode rather than an election mode in our country, India. Transport Bill 2023, it is not just a policy, it's a vision for a more efficient, stable and engaged democracy. Let us embrace this formula, thinking, legislation and work together to make our democracy stronger and more efficient. I request the House to pass the bill.
We definitely wish to say, you said that history. Then in the earlier times, maybe in some BC, there was no government and the system was fine. Then why do we need a government? I would be glad if the ruling party please answers my question. Thank you.
We have to propose the bill. If efforts are not made and if we consider it as a no already, then how we will govern the country? If it does not happen after several discussions like today, it won't be, we have no problem. We can't consider it as a no already, and adopting it effort, it should be welcomed, and after that, if it is a no, then it is a no. We have just given our points of view that we have the solutions that you have told. So I completely disagree, and I insist the House to pass the bill because we have the solutions. I request the House to pass the bill. Again, I want to mention, I request the House to pass the bill.
Some things in paper and things on real life are in the same, I feel. Documents may be living in paper, but they may not live in reality. I hope you know that.
We all know. Respected parliamentarians, we all know.
What is speaker again?
We have nothing to say. As we have given all the
Honorable Prime Minister, if you want to speak anything, you have to stand up.
We have all the solutions. Please, if 2/3 majority wins, then we should pass the bill completely. Thank you. And no more further discussion. Thank you.
Opposition party will give another chance.
For last, let's conclude. Let's take everyone's opinion rather than listening to our PM's Man Ki Baat.
सरकारें आएंगी, सरकारें जाएंगे, regional parties भी आएंगी, regional parties भी जाएंगी. But we have to think that we are Indians. We should enforce the law. We are Indians. I again insist we should pass the bill. Indians are necessity of our country. Thank you.
Opposition? Okay, no. Now, Honorable Minister of Home Affairs, please.
Yes, ma'am. I move the bill be passed.
The question is, who are in favor of the motion established will say aye, and those who are not in favor will say no. Aye. So, please, result of the motion is the bill be passed. According to me, that the motion dies having. So, the motion is adopted and the bill is passed. I repeat, the motion is adopted and the bill is passed.
भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय! भारत माता की जय! वंदे मातरम! वंदे मातरम! वंदे मातरम!
Well, to conclude this, let's have a historical conclusion to this mock parliament. Everyone knows about the national anthem. But do you know, the national anthem was written in 5 stanzas and we only have adopted the first stanza of the Bharat Bhagya Vidhata written by Rabindranath Tagore. So let's have a historical ending by playing Bharat Bhagya Vidhata.
जय है सारे जहां से अच्छे अपने हिंदुस्तान की। आहरह तव आह्वान प्रचारित
सुनि तव उदार वाणी हिंदू बौद्ध सिख जैन पारसिक मुसलमान ख्रिस्तानी
पूरब पश्चिम आशे
तब सिंहासन पाशे प्रेम हार होय गाथा
जनगण ऐक्य विधायक जय हे।